There's a specific difference, though, between you need a shower and you need a grave.
This podcast absolutely, unequivocally, positively, 100% contains adult material. Mature audiences only, please.
Hey, welcome to Me and Mrs. Always Right. We're the podcast that's going to bring our answers to your problems. And I am your host, me.
Wow, you're awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm Mrs. Always Right.
And today we are coming to you from that little trailer park in Quintana, Texas. Anything exciting to say about one of the cities that begins with the letter Q?
Okay, so just two things I want to say. It's in Brazoria County, and the population in 2010 was 56.
Boom. 2.
What? A little.
Before we get started with the show, you were telling me something happened at work today? Cleaning
Yes.
toilets?
So we were cleaning toilets, right? And one of my coworkers got a phone call, and her father is, elderly, but they're trying to get him back here because he lives in a different state.
Okay.
And so she gets on this phone call, and I have my headphones on because they're doing some construction in my area. They're working on the plumbing.
They adding more stalls?
No, it's backing up. So,
oh, gotcha.
So they're working on the plumbing and everything. So I have my headphones on, so I am blocking out some of the beeping and noises and everything, right? And she's on the phone for a while, and she's walking back and forth, and then she goes out, and then she comes back in, then she goes back out, and then she comes back in, and I pull my headphone off, and I'm like, what's up? And she's like, I'm fixing to go to jail. And I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean you're going to jail? And she goes, yes, they're calling me to tell me that I got a warrant out for my arrest.
Oh, bullshit.
Wait. No, now, she's already been on this call for probably a good 15 minutes,
Is
right?
she elderly?
She's, let's just say, at least my age.
Did they
elderly.
Did they ask her to pay her bill with fucking Google gift cards?
Well,
finish your story.
Listen, okay,
finish your story.
So she's going on and on and on, and she's like, I owe them $4,600 because I didn't show up to court. But I never got a jury summons, so I'm trying to get them to send me the jury summons because they said I sent it back in and signed it and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So she's doing this, right? And she's still just walking around and blah, blah, blah. And she said, yeah, and they transferred me. She was talking to one guy, and he couldn't help her the way she wanted to be, so they transferred her to somebody else, right?
Right.
And I'm like, I said, they called you? Because I may or may not have some insight in some of this, right?
Yes. You did work at an adult daycare.
I did. And she's like, yeah, they called me and said that if I don't do this within 30 minutes, I said, hang up the phone.
That's
and
right.
she's like, what?
That's right.
And I'm like,
that's right.
I'm telling you right now, no, if they were going to settle for $1,000 versus the $4,600, but you got to do it in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I said, it's a scam. Hang the fucking phone
I'd
up.
have told them motherfuckers, come and get me.
So she was very worried about it, which I get, and she's one of these people like me that normally this would not have blown over this long with her, right?
Right.
She's not that type. But, I guess she just had, she's got other things on her mind. I get it. But it's funny because when they transferred her to another phone or another person, right? So another phone number come up and it said, a county sheriff's office.
Did it really?
It did. So I said, after she hung up the phone, she said, yes, it said this. And I'm like, we can probably call it back. And she goes, well, I don't want to call it back on my phone. I said, I'll fucking call it on my phone. She goes, and then they're going to call you tomorrow. And I'm like, let them. I don't even care.
Right.
So she starts telling me the number. And once she gets to the first 3 numbers of it, I was like, damn. I mean, that really does sound like it should be
the prefix.
Yes. And I was like, so I went ahead and called it, and it went directly to this county sheriff's office. And I said, I said, it's funny. I said, but I'm going to tell you right now, I promise you that was not them.
Right. They were like spoofing caller ID somehow.
Exactly. So we called the other number that they originally called from. And of course, it went directly to some kind of voicemail something, But I was like, girl, no. I said, I'm going to tell you what, they will never, not just this county, but that county or that
Right.
city, or it doesn't matter. They will not call you and say, you know what? We're going to put a warrant out for you.
No.
Blah, blah. They don't
They're
give a
going to issue
fuck.
the warrant
Exactly.
and wait till your ass runs a stop sign.
Exactly.
And
Yes.
guess where you're going.
Exactly. I thought it was kind of funny, but like I said, she's not one to, let stuff. Oh my God, I got something in my eye.
Aw.
She's not one to let stuff get over on her very easily. Like somebody gonna call me and tell me that, and I'm like, bitch, I'm right here. Come get me.
Come get me. That's exactly what I tell them.
Because first of all, you're not gonna be able to come get me where I'm at anyway.
Right.
So I'm waiting on you. Come on.
I was at work. It was the job I had before this one.
Uh-huh.
And there was an older gentleman there.
Uh-huh.
And kind of the same scenario, man. He was on the phone. And we get phone calls at our job. It's, and we're doing it. Typically, it's a customer.
Yeah, I got
But
you.
he starts kind of getting panicky, and he come up to me, and me and this guy didn't even get along. Well,
Uh-huh.
actually, to say we hated each other is probably a really soft term for the relationship.
a soft term.
Yeah.
I like that,
Yeah,
honey.
it's soft. It's a soft
okay.
term.
Okay.
But
Got
he'd come up to me, and he'd said something about, you go to Walmart for gift cards. I'm like, for what? And he goes, well, the IRS says I owe. I'm like, yo, dude. Number one, do you think the IRS is going to want to settle with you for Walmart gift cards or iTunes or Google Play
or iPay or
They
Zelle?
They want
or,
something with a president's face on it.
Yeah,
That's what they want.
Yes.
Typically a higher denomination like a Grant or Franklin, even though he wasn't a president, but you understand where I'm going.
I get you. I get you.
And
yeah.
I just don't know and I get where they play on you, and this didn't even turn out to be the fucking spam episode, but they prey on these older people who are afraid to go to some place like jail.
Right.
I've been. Come and get me.
Yeah.
Come and get me. If it's that bad, you obviously know where I live. Come and get me.
Well, now they had her previous address. They didn't have her current
Yeah,
address,
yeah.
and I'm like, and it's funny. So we get off she gets off the phone and, we have a discussion about it. And it turns out one of my other coworkers, her mother, who lives in a different state, got basically the same call before. And she said, okay, and hung up the phone and went to the police station and said, okay, I'm here for you to arrest me. And they're like, what the fuck?
Perfect. Fucking perfect.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, listen, no. First of all, there's, because now you can call a city and ask if you have a warrant
Verify
out.
Warrant. Yep.
They technically don't have to tell you over the phone, but you can go in person,
right?
And they have to give you the information. But so while this mother was there, they said, yeah, you're not wanted. We're not going to put you in jail and go on about your business.
Yep.
It was a scam call. We will never call you.
I would have played that shit out.
Oh,
I would have
wanted
forever.
what I should have done is got the phone from her and said, hey, this is Officer blah, blah. May I help you?
Right.
Or, I am a attorney for so-and-so. Is there something I can help you with?
Actually, because you
Something.
used to work in adult daycare, I would have just got on the phone and told them, hey, I think you called the wrong place, and let me tell you why.
Exactly. So yeah, I was just like, wow.
That's interesting. What a great opening.
Very interesting.
I'm going to turn it a little bit.
Okay, now before you turn it,
Okay.
Are you going to okay, let me just say what
No, go ahead.
What?
I'm listening.
some of us may or may not enjoy partake in extracurricular activities, right?
Of the legal kind?
Of the no.
Trademark.
Nice.
Okay.
And you know
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, listen, you know that
Okay.
I am not like that.
No,
right?
DEA, you're not.
Okay, so yeah, DEA, not about it. But you know what? People do what you want to do. Who am I to judge? I don't care.
Did
Everybody
something come up?
No, everybody can do what they want to do. I'm
Okay.
just saying that apparently I don't like it so much that it affects me in my sleep. I just wanted.
forgot about this.
I knew that you
Oh, my God.
eventually it was going to come out. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there right now.
I just crawl into bed. I don't know if you know it or not. She is like well into her 80s. She goes to bed at like 4:30 in the afternoon.
I put the chickens to bed.
Yes.
I'm like,
yes.
you know what?
So-
It's almost
Oh,
dark.
fuck
Let's
off.
go to bed.
So
No.
I go to bed a little later than she does. So by the time I come to bed this particular night, she is snoozed. Of course,
I'm
she's got-
sleeping.
yes, she's got both dogs in the bed. The cat's laying up against her.
Yes.
And typically when I come to bed,
That's how it is. I'm sure every
and I
night.
gotta fight
right?
the fucking dog. And the dog knows that bitch knows she's laying in my spot because as soon as I walk in the room,
She jumps
she
down.
gets down.
Okay.
And that's how I know the dog's not dumb.
No, she's not
No,
dumb.
She's not
No.
dumb.
Not at all.
She gets out of bed. That's how I know. Anyway, this particular night, I just walk into the room, get my clothes off, climb into bed, turn on the TV, just start an episode, and you come unfucking glued. You fucking jump up and you're screaming like, get the fuck off me. I shit myself. The cat shits himself because he jumps up and he lands on me with all 20 claws right on my chest.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
And then apparently you calm down really quick. And I'm like, well, what the fuck? Right. I didn't want you to go back to sleep because I didn't want to lose whatever that is.
Whatever it was, you were nosy enough.
Oh,
what the fuck
fuck,
happened?
yeah.
Who was chasing
So
you?
what did happen?
What was going on? So I have this dream that has to do with drugs, right?
right?
They were making these little, almost like little Oreo type cookies or something, but they were drugs, and they were
Are
telling
you sure
me
you weren't on
what
any?
they. I mean, I could have been
Little too much melatonin.
little too much melatonin. So they're saying this drug, and I mean, they're just spewing. Whoever this person is just spewing all this stuff, and they hand me like 2 baggies, like sandwich baggies or gallon-sized baggies with what looks to be water. There is a liquid
Okay.
in them, right? One of them starts leaking and gets on me, right? And I personally, I guess I'm so paranoid about drugs anyway that you come into the house or wherever we're at. I'm comfortable where we're at.
You described
it's not
it
really
as our house, but
our
it wasn't
house,
our
but
house.
it wasn't our
Right.
house where we live, right? And you come in and there's like this big stock pot. A stock pot is like a big cooking pot that
Thanks
you
for the
can
kitchen
in or
lessons.
whatever. And you dump it in the sink. And there's like water coming out of it. But as you do that, you walk away. And next thing I know, it's like bugs everywhere.
What the
All
fuck?
bugs. All on the cabinet, the ceiling,
Kinda like in
the
Indiana Jones,
countertop.
Temple of Doom.
Worse than that.
Worse
because
than that. Oh.
I mean, it's every type of bug, every color, just so many bugs, right? Everywhere. Floor, cabinets, countertops, upper cabinets. And I get the sprayer from the sink and I just start trying to spray them off. And as they're coming down, more where I'm not spraying is like crawling up back. And I'm like, what the fuck? They're fucking everywhere. I can't get away from them. I come running out to tell you about it. And you're like, not really that fucking concerned.
Eh,
First of all, I'm
bugs.
freaking out and I feel something on me, on my shoulder, like bugs. And I'm like, get the fuck off. And apparently that's where the cat was
the cat was
laying.
touching you.
And I was but I was right between sleep and waking up, so I felt the pressure, and
Yeah.
I fucking lost
You
it.
come up out of bed, arms
Dude.
flailing, just like, what the
I
fuck?
was just trying to get them off. I didn't want anything else to do with it. I was like, ah.
We ended
It
up
was-
having a good, like, 20-minute laugh.
We did laugh a good bit. And, you know, I'm glad I told you, but
Oh, it's
I
great.
feel for whatever reason, because the dream woke me up, I feel I would have remembered it anyway.
You think so?
Yes. Have you ever had a dream that
I have one I still remember to this fucking day as a kid.
you had
okay?
a dream as a kid that you
that I still remember now.
Did it wake you up or no?
Yeah, because everybody was being shot and it was freaking me out.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Tell me.
I-
Okay,
I-
so
I
how
mean,
old?
I just remember certain people.
Okay, but how old were you?
Still living in Houston, so somewhere between 8, 9.
Okay.
Excuse me. Look, I don't remember a whole lot of this dream. I remember this one specific scene where I looked out my window and there was people in this black van, but everybody was like murdered and their bodies were just like laying all over the seats and shit, and it was weird.
But you could see inside, or the
Yeah, it
doors
was, like,
were
well
open,
lit.
or
Yeah, it's
oh,
like-
okay.
It's dream shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know how dream shit works.
Yeah, I mean, you know, dump a stock pot and there's bugs everywhere. I
Right,
get it.
right,
Yes.
But outside of that, I mean, I know I dream. I don't, I remember them and then I go back to sleep and they're gone. Poof.
Right.
Vanish.
That's normally what happens. They say that most people, don't remember their dreams, and if they do, it's a very short time that they remember them.
Once you go back to sleep, you're done.
But there's been a lot of times that I remember a lot of my dreams, and I'm like, that's,
You remember the cat touching you in that one.
it wasn't the cat. It was like a bug.
And it's funny, we were watching a show on Netflix and this chicken fell into this hole. And all of a sudden,
the next day. This is like the next day.
And scorpions were crawling towards her. She was like freaking out when she went to climb out.
Uh-huh.
And when the lady dropped the rope in to pull her out, it touched her and she started freaking and we lost our shit.
Oh, yeah, because that definitely reminded me of that dream, Ooh, shit's touching me and you're just freaking out. Yeah.
I got a question.
I got an answer.
I hope so, because
Okay.
this is where, and we should have got into this a long time ago.
Yeah,
This is where we're going to give you our answers to your problems. You had to hit the mic, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
And I'm going to read this.
Okay.
And this is coming from the subreddit Too Afraid to Ask.
Okay.
And this just kind of caught me because, curiousness.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, I've been dating my boyfriend for about 5 months. And due to us having unprotected sex, my vagina started to smell. I felt the need to sit him down because I feel so uncomfortable during sex. He replied that I needed to stop feeling self-conscious because he is not just okay with it, he prefers it. Is he just trying to make me feel better, or are some men aroused when a woman's vagina smells strong and I feel at times actually stinks? This is an honest question, so please do not be mean with the replies.
Okay, not going to be mean with the reply. I get it. Sometimes you don't feel so fresh.
There's a specific difference, though, between you need a shower and you need a grave. I'm just like, what?
Woo! You got cottage cheese falling out. You need a doctor. You definitely.
You're past the doctor. Got a hole in the backyard.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I know that some women can get a little self-conscious, right?
Oh,
You
yeah,
know,
absolutely.
I mean,
it would be
you're
like,
active, you're working out,
yes.
But I think some men, and I don't mind a natural, not death smell of a woman, okay?
Okay, but do you want it so strong? Sometimes we feel it so strong
No, I
that you
get where
can
you're-
smell it across the room.
I get where you're coming from.
Even though that might not be the case.
And if that ever came out, and let's say if I get to your belly button and, the ocean starts wafting up there, I'd be like, let's hop in the shower, right?
okay.
But I just think there could be a time we don't want it to taste like Zest or Dove or Lever 2000. It's sex. It's supposed to taste like a vagina,
right.
right?
But how do you know what a vagina is supposed to taste like? You know what I mean?
I mean,
Because
I'm
don't
not
most
saying
people
I've been around the block. Okay, I mean, I'm not that guy.
No, not at all. But I mean, I don't know. For me, I always want it clean because I don't want the possibility of you're like,
I get it.
even though it's not like that, maybe, but for me, it feels like that.
I understand that, and
I mean, wouldn't you be self-conscious yourself?
of my vagina? No, no. What?
No, I mean, don't you think that maybe your famunda might?
Baby dick can't taste
Wow.
bad. No,
No, not at all.
Dick can't taste bad, baby.
No, okay. Now, have you? They say, oh, if you eat a lot of pineapple,
Who are
it'll
they?
taste
I
like
don't
pineapple.
fucking know. You would know
You
that better than me.
No, because I don't eat vagina. So I would not know
Is
it
that
at all.
why that motherfucker always tastes like beans and cornbread?
Or gumbo. I'm just saying. So have you ever had somebody, even me, it doesn't matter, that eats like a lot of food or specific fruits or whatever
I have
that
never tasted food out of your vagina.
Okay.
Which sounds like I'm missing some really kinky shit sometimes, right?
Where's the M&Ms? No, I'm just kidding.
We shove some cherries up there. I've never had a food taste come out of your vagina.
Okay. I mean, out of any of the
I had
vaginas.
smelled asparagus once, but I don't know where that was coming from. It's a joke.
Okay, I'm like,
asparagus makes your pee smell. Never mind.
Yeah,
Never
it
mind.
Does. It does.
Well, no, I know it does. There's
What
the
was
one
I
thing I didn't miss for like fucking. What? Never mind. You just.
I don't know. I think I'm still thinking about the bugs. Trying to stab them or something. No, I don't know.
No, but I don't mind it, and I don't want you to always feel like you have to go and shower before we have sex.
No, I get it. I get it.
You
I'm trying to be less like that. Yeah. I don't know if you've noticed.
When you can smell it with your pants on or not. When you can smell it with your pants on, it's probably time to wash the motherfucker.
Okay. I mean, that makes perfect sense.
If you walk outside and you spend like 20 minutes out there, you're taking out the trash, and like 45 cats are following you back into the house, it might be time for a shower.
You might need to wash it or something. Now, what happens if, let's say, one person says, oh, every time I'm around, I don't know, Virginia, her vagina, I can smell
vagina?
It. Virginia's vagina. I can smell it.
I think somebody needs to bring it to Virginia's attention in a nice way, not like, bitch, your vagina stinks.
Okay, but let's say, she's, it's her boyfriend saying, sometimes I kind of catch a whiff or whatever. Have you ever caught a whiff of it or whatever?
Never been close to it. But it's up to him to tell her that if you're in a relationship, you should be comfortable enough to be like.
But what if the relationship is fairly new? And you don't want to go. You don't want to maybe lose the relationship over something minute and trivial, or could it be minute and trivial?
Would Massengill for Christmas give it away?
Wow!
Look, babe, it's your Massengill gift bag.
I got you vinegar.
Here's some water.
Wow.
Oh, why did y'all use that shit? I mean, that's the old school, right? That's the old school vinegar and water.
Yeah.
Did you ever? Have you ever?
Was it vinegar? Maybe. I don't know.
How am I supposed to fucking know?
I don't even know. I mean, it could have been. Could have.
Have you always been a Summer's Eve Massengill type person?
Summer's Eve.
Never the homemade douche bottle or
no. Always Summer's Eve, but very. I mean, I can probably
buffet of douches.
Right, bacon scented. No. I mean, why do they
That's
not?
There's a way to
Yes.
attract a guy.
Exactly. You know, hey,
Bacon scented summer's eve.
exactly. My vagina might smell a little bit, but at least it smells like bacon, and he's gonna eat it, right?
Hey, baby, I'm porky tonight. What?
Wow, you're crazy, absolutely crazy. So, do you think most men really
Don't care.
don't care?
As long as it's not.
Now-
I'm telling you, there's a difference. And I'm going to tell you a little story.
Okay.
I knew a guy,
Uh-huh.
okay? And he was dating a girl.
Okay.
And apparently they went to bump some uglies because she was fucking ugly. And well, it's true,
Aw.
but she was available.
And for most
sometimes-
guys, that's all
and
that
sometimes
matters.
available overrides ugly. Okay.
All that matters.
That's all
Sometimes
that
maybe
matters.
even smell. I don't know.
So apparently they were under some covers
Okay.
and the covers got pulled back and the scent of death wafted and he abandoned the mission.
Oh, I'm afraid I would have too. And what
I
do you
think-
tell him at that time? You need to. Now, do you think
Mm,
a
think
strong
when
smell
we're
like
younger,
that?
I
Do
think-
you think a shower would help with that?
no,
Or
no.
no?
Nature has certain ways of communicating problems and get the fuck off this bitch or you're going to die smell is
Okay.
one of those ways.
Your dick will
Yeah,
fall
it
off.
will fall off. Burn right off. Do
fall
not
right off.
it's like a do not enter sign, but
Oh.
with smell. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, if I had to smell do not enter, that's what it would fucking smell like.
So it was, you know what? I can go home and do it myself. Never mind. At that
Sometimes,
point.
yeah, sometimes some things are better just done by yourself on your own.
Wow.
Maybe in a cactus or
In a cactus.
Yeah, a briar patch. Anything's better than that.
Okay. All right. So, but you would say for the majority, probably of guys.
A natural, well taken care of woman is not a problem for 98% of men.
Okay.
And you know,
And-
natural, well taken care of. You had a hard day's work. You know, you didn't wipe any peanuts in there, anything like that. We're good. We're fine. We'll get through.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and the only way to wipe peanuts in there is if you wipe backwards. But what is technically backwards? You know, because
with
front
a
to
minute and a
back-
half left into the podcast, you're going to get into the front to back.
I mean, you know, you're the one that brought it up.
Look,
Might as
as
well
a-
go ahead and get into it.
There's a debate.
Yes.
Front to back, back to front. I understand why women typically wipe front to back.
to back.
That way
Yes.
you don't contaminate the taco. Okay.
Exactly. That way it
Don't
doesn't
need
smell
any-
like poo all the time.
Don't need any extra fudge in the taco. Okay. Gotcha.
Gotcha.
I just think as a child, I had learned to go the opposite direction. I had nothing to
Well,
contaminate.
exactly.
But I am also
Uh-huh.
very, very particular about I'm not done until I'm done. If
Now-
I catch a fucking little bitty brown streak, I'm getting another 4 squares of toilet paper, folding it up in half because that's my anti-breakthrough technology.
Uh-huh.
And I am going back in and
Wiping
clean,
until
okay?
it is clean.
Till
Now-
it is clean.
Now, I have a question. If you clean it from back to front because you don't have a vagina, right?
I don't have a vagina.
You're cleaning back to front
okay.
and then it comes clean. Do you double check and go front to back to see if there
Look.
was anything left in the mix somewhere?
Here's the thing.
Because, I mean, it's happened.
It is way more comfortable for me to go from back to front. And there's a couple of reasons, mainly because I'm fat. Okay. And just trying to get back around and lift up and break a toilet. Hey, look, my way works. It works for
Okay.
me. You know, I go back as far as my hand can go. Get back in there, making sure and get it all. Okay.
So you don't check because I can tell you
What's there
there's
to check if there's nothing left on the toilet paper?
okay, apparently my hemorrhoids hide more than yours does or something because
Baby, that thing's got more craters than the fucking moon. I don't know.
Yeah,
You hide
yeah.
shit all
I
in
mean,
there.
you know, I've wiped, come clean. I'm like, yeah, okay, wipe it the other way. Like, what the fuck? did I just shit again or what? I mean, so I didn't know if maybe you double checked just to make sure both ways are clean, on the Hershey Highway.
I'm not here to fucking brag, okay? But I've got a pretty nice looking butthole, okay?
Porn star butthole.
It is. I've been told, okay?
Yes. I'm sure you've heard that once or twice.
Once or twice. And
Yes.
I'm sure there's no sneaky crevices or back alleyways for the fucking criminals to hide or anything like that in there, okay?
Okay.
I know I clean the house,
Uh-huh.
and when there's no more people left in the house,
Then
I'm done.
okay.
I get up and I go.
Okay.
But I would say I'm pretty much an excessive toilet paper user.
Really? So
Yeah.
how many times?
You don't think so? I mean, you've been with
How
me for
many-
years.
How many is your average? Would you say just the average is
Wow.
that you're going to at least wipe it? And have you
How
had
are we
that
going to rate
time?
this? Are we rating this on a solid, a gooey, or a watery shit?
That's what I was going to say. Has there been times that you've taken a poop and went to wipe and then there was nothing to wipe? It was pretty clean. You're
Oh,
like, what the?
every leap year, okay, I have a couple of solid rabbit plop plop fizz fizz. They hit the toilet. They make a very, bloop sound. I love them.
Okay.
Go in there, hit it once, nothing there. Hit it again, nothing. Double check, nothing there. What can I do? I can't stay there forever, right?
Right.
But then I've had, speaking of gumbo, okay, I've had
Gummy.
I've
Gumbo.
had some gooey that just seems to, it's like it goes on and on.
It's like wiping Play-Doh.
and on, yes, and on,
Just wipe that
and then you
Play-Doh.
flush, and then it's
Ew.
on. Real quick before we go,
Okay.
you came across one. Is it disrespectful to pee in a friend's shower?
I personally do not think so, only because if if your friend's in there with you and they don't want you to,
Word, I
it
get you.
might be a little,
Little weird.
a little, yes. Yeah, but if your friend is not in there, you're doing the shower by yourself and you pee in the shower, don't say anything to your friend. They're not going to know.
I don't think I'm going to come in and announce it.
Yeah, don't
Hey,
go,
guess
you
what I
know
did
what?
in your shower?
Hey, I
Hey.
disrespected you because I pissed in your shower. I don't think it's disrespectful because, first of all, I pee in the shower all the time.
Yes, you do.
With you, without you, it doesn't matter. If you got to go, you got to go. I can go before, but then by the time I get in the shower, I got to go again.
That shit
So
don't bother me.
I pee in the shower just like you do. But the water is running.
Except on asparagus days.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
But the water is running, so it's continuously going to wash the pee down anyway. So I think you're going to be good with it.
Great.
I don't think it's. What about you? Do you think it's disrespectful?
What's disrespectful?
Peeing in your friend's shower.
I ain't telling nobody. How would they know?
Yeah, exactly. They're
Word.
never going to know.
Never gonna know.
Never going to know. Unless the only way that I think that it would be disrespectful to pee in your friend's shower is if you're not taking a shower. You just pee in the bathtub. I think that's
I've known drunk people. And I'm just telling you, at times,
it's
as drunk as
true.
they are, the bathtub's a much bigger target than the fucking toilet is.
Yes, and
And
they can
every now and
probably
then-
make it.
And every now and then, it's acceptable because I'd rather you piss in my bathtub than
Than
all
all
over
of
my
my-
floor,
or wall
yes.
or whatever.
dresser.
And
Yes.
then guess what? We can just turn
turn the water
on.
rinse
Yes.
it out. Yes.
I agree.
See how easy going we
agree.
are?
Yeah, we are pretty easygoing. But you know what? If I'm drunk enough that I know I peed in your bathtub, I'm gonna start the water. So
You've
you
never
don't know.
been drunk. Period. Actually, one
That's
time.
not
You're
true.
right. That's not true. There
I
was the
have
fireball
been
night.
drunk.
I know. I remember. Everybody remembers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, well, we appreciate you listening. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, or need to dig a grave for somebody's vagina, please email us at meandmrsalwaysright@gmail.com. All complaints go to Trevor the Intern. If you have any video, audio needs you need, including editing, production, let us know at roadcatmedia@gmail.com.
You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, I'm sorry, and YouTube.
And help support this podcast by becoming a member of Patreon at patreon.com/meandmrsalwaysright. There you will find pre and post show content right along with unedited episodes.
Wow.
Bam, almost like a professional. All right,
You've
baby.
done that before.
7 times at least.
Okay. At least 3.
4.
Okay.
All right. I love
All
you,
right.
baby.
I love you too, honey.
All right. You have a great night.
All right. You too.
All right.
You smell it? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
I love Merle.
I love Merle. I love Merle.